Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Social Explorer. As I mentioned, my name is Amelia, and I am a trainer here with Social Explorer, specializing in our academic demonstrations. If you just had watched the first video in this series, I had covered an overview of Social Explorer, and now for the second video in this series, I will be covering one of our main tools, which is our tables or reporting tool. Essentially the process of downloading tabular data off of our platform. If you are not aware of what tabular data is, it's data that is observed in a row and column format. So something that you might see in a spreadsheet, like in Excel or a CSV. And every data set that we have here on our platform, you can download off of our platform into that format. And in the first video, which I recommend you checking out, I went over some of the highlights of data that we have here on our platform. And if you are interested in our mapping tool, definitely stay around and watch the third video within this series. I will be covering our mapping tool then. But to get started on our tables tool and a short demonstration of that, there are two ways that you could go about making a table. The first way is that you can click the Tables tab here, and you can check out all of the data sets that you can download out into this format. And I would recommend going up and pressing this banner up here that says new, try our redesigned reporting application, because we are in the process of creating a new reporting application that I recommend using our new one. You could also go up to create new, and there are three options that you have. You have report, which is our old reporting tool. I don't recommend using that anymore as it's a little bit clunkier, but we have our report new version, which is the same thing as clicking create report up here on this top banner. But we also offer a report template version, which essentially is a process of taking a data set that we might have on our platform that spans across many different years, selecting out certain variables that you're interested in looking at. And once you make the template, you can go back and you can shift the years that you might be analyzing data for. So if you're doing a lot of batch collection of data or a lot of change over time analysis in a different platform, I'd recommend using our report template. But just to show what our new reporting tool looks like, I'm going to go up here to this top banner and I'm going to press create report. This is a wonderfully designed newer feature that we have to our platform, newer as the more updated version, that really streamlines the process of downloading tabular data from our site. So here we are as the first step of create report. The way that you will download the data is completely done off of a search bar basis. So the first part of the process is that you are going to choose a survey or which data set you're interested in and what year you're interested in looking at that data for. So for example, say I want to look at data of the US population, and I want to look at it for 2019, which in this case would be the American Community Survey or the ACS 2019. If you're interested in learning more about the data sets that we have on our platform and that are beyond the overview of the first video, please set up an appointment with us and I'm happy to go over our data sets. But again, I said that I wanted to download data on the US population, about population demographics for 2019. So right here in the search bar, I'm going to search American Community Survey and I'm going to click on 2019. So then once you click the data set and the specific year that you want to look at, then you go into this process of selecting out the geographies, which is essentially how fine grained you want your data to be displayed at. And the census is collected at multiple different geographies to show different nuance within our country. Typically, the best practice is to look at the smallest geography that makes sense for the scope that you are analyzing. So for example, if you're looking at a national scale, you could look at the states so that you can get variation by states. You could also look at the county level and you could get variation within the states and within different regions of the US. But if you're looking at a neighborhood, you might want to consider a census tract level. If you're looking at a city, you might want to consider the county level. If you're interested in learning more about geography, please set up an appointment with us, something that we love talking about here at Social Explorer. But just as the example for today, let's say that we want to look at the county level. And let's maybe look at the county level in a certain state. So maybe we'll look at the counties in Pennsylvania. So you'll see up here, I'm just typing into the search bar, Pennsylvania, it pops up. You can clear the search bar then, and you can select out one county. If you want the data for just one specific county, you could go in and manually select a few, or you can press all counties in Pennsylvania. So today we'll look at all of the counties in Pennsylvania. And then once you have that selected, you can press add down here at the bottom. Once you have all the geographies that you want, you can go up and press next up here at the top. And then this is my favorite part about our reporting tool, but it's the process of selecting what variables you might want to look at. Again, this is done on a search bar basis. One of the differences between the census platform and our platform is that the census website for downloading data makes it very difficult to download different variables that are in different portions of the census or the community survey, American Community Survey. But for our platform, you can download any of the variables. You don't have to download separate Excel sheets. You can pile them all into one Excel sheet. So, for example, let's go and click into the search bar, and we can download some data on, say, total population. We can download data on sex. And if we look, we can also download data on age. We can download data on race. We could even download data on median household income. Could download data on household type. If you're interested in learning more about some of the variables that are within the data sets that we offer here at Social Explorer, also please feel free to contact us. We love to provide training. Once you have selected all the variables that you want, here at the bottom, you can press add. Then you can press create report. That's all the steps needed to create a report or a table here at Social Explorer. And this is the output that you get. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about this output. So you'll see over here, the biggest part of the window shows this really beautifully clean data. It'll give you all the variables here on your left side. It will give you all the counties. Social Explorer also goes through the process and normalizes the data, which means it will give you a percentage or a ratio of how prevalent a certain variable is in that county. And when working with spatial data, it's really important to remember that the data must be normalized in order to make comparisons across different geographies. If you're interested in learning more about that, again, please set up time to do some more training. But here, you can with the normalized data that Social Explorer has given you, you can really start to make some comparisons across some counties. Over here, in this right-hand side bar, this little green Excel button allows you to download as an Excel. If you download it as an Excel, it's going to download the data cleaned and exactly in the format that you can see here. We also allow you to download the data in a CSV format. However, if you download the data in a CSV format, it's going to download as the raw data, something more similar to what you would download from the census website. This is really great if you're doing an exercise and teaching your students how to clean raw data, or if you're a researcher and you just want the raw data to do your own analysis on. You can also download the data as a PDF. You can share the data as a link with other people. There is an eye icon down here. This will also give you citation information for the data. So it'll give you information of the data set, and the citation dropdown will allow you to copy and paste citations in different formats. Really great for students who forget to cite their data, because it's quite important to cite your data. And then one other feature that I want to show, and for those of you who have played around with Social Explorer before but have not yet played around with our new reporting tool, this is a feature that we only offer in our new reporting tool, but it is really cool. And this is the ability to compare over time. So it's under this red button, it's the modify report button. And essentially this is available for some more recent data sets that we have. So in this case, the American Community Survey falls under those recent data sets that comply with the ability to do comparisons over time. And here you can just click on the drop down. You can select up to 3 years that you would do the comparison for. For the sake of this exercise, I'm just going to compare 2 years though. So I'm going to compare 2010 and 2019. Once you select your years, you can press apply. It's going to go through a process internally at Social Explorer to make sure that it can actually do this calculation for you, meaning that the geographies wouldn't have changed over this period of time. In this case, they don't. Once you double check that, you can press confirm up here in the top right-hand corner, and it's going to output those 2 years for you. So the earliest year, which in this case was 2010, the latest year, in this case, 2019, and it's also going to calculate the percent change over time for you. Which is incredibly cool. And then you can also download this change over time as an Excel as well and play around with this data more. Thank you so much for tuning in to the second video of this series and learning more about our tables tool, our reporting tool. If you have any questions, please be in contact with us, and we look forward with working with you more.